Hello, guys. Excuse me. Hello, guys. This is the Ranger Game 6 coming at you, and today, once again, another book review. And today we are going over The Path of Darkness, which is books 11 through 13th, and this is the last three books, believe it or not, in the Legend of Drizzt. Um, and originally, before I dive into this, now these came out 1998 to 2001, and when this first came out, it was actually four books. There was a third book actually called "The Surface of the Shard," but that ended up being the first book of the Sellsword trilogy, which is the next set of books, which I'll be doing probably next week because I've already got some plans for this week. You know, with the holidays coming up, Christmas is not too far away, so I'm gonna be away for a little bit to spend time with my family and all that. So, but more videos will come. I will do maybe two videos maybe this week. One is actually not a review; it's something different that I want to do. Uh, but I don't want to say any more about it. Kind of surprise you guys. But anyway, so this is the last three books of the Legend of Drizzt, and they are books 11, The Silent Blade. There you go. And this is the first book, I think, where we get a nice close up on Drizzt. There's a spine. There we go. Sorry for the blurriness. The back. I like the temple right here. Reminds me of Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider. So, that's kind of cool. Kind of remind me of a game I used to have as a kid, but I'll go over that maybe the next video or something like that. But anyway, there you go, book 11, The Silent Blade. Now, what happens in this book, without really spoiling too much, is book 10. I didn't really mention this because I didn't want to give out too much information, but back in book 10, Wolfgar comes back to them. You're probably wondering, wait, what? Where was Wolfgar? If you read book 7, you'll know. And I probably just kind of spoiled that for you guys. I apologize. But I'm not going to detail. You'll have to read the book 7, which is the beginning of The Legacy of the Drow, which I covered that in my last video. So, uh, if you want to know what happens, if you want to know what I'm talking about, read for yourself. I really think you'll enjoy it. So I don't want to spoil anything because if I do, well, then what's the point, because you won't read it because I just told you. But yeah, so I'm doing this, and this is obviously the same reason why everybody's doing it is to kind of give you an idea. Like if you're thinking, I want to read a new book, and then you come across this series, I kind of want to talk about it. So hopefully, my video will get you guys to read these books because these are excellent read. It's a bunch of books. I'm not gonna lie. It's like as of right now, as I'm making this video, 36 books, and that's not counting the Cleric Quintet book, which is 5 books. So not counting that, there are 36 Drizzt books. That's a lot. So, and most people just end up reading just the first 6 books. But anyway, going back to book 11, The Silent Blade, like I said, Wolfgar comes back. He's coming to terms. He's fighting demons, is what it is. He was in the abyss. He was trapped in the abyss for 6 years, I want to say, and he was tortured by this demon named Urtu. He's this demon from like material plane, and so he's dealing with that. And meanwhile, Artemis Archery, the assassin I mentioned way back in my Icewind Dale trilogy, he come back to his hometown of Callanport, and things change. the Thief Guild, the Thieves going on, uh, and the Crystal Shard has come back. So George and his friend, they tried to get rid of it. So they tried to get their buddy Catterley, whom they met uh, back in either book 7 or book 8. And that's a cleric. That's the main character in the Cleric Quintet book, which I covered that already. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. I think you'll like it. So they come to him because he has the ability, uh, or he thinks he has the ability to do it, but uh, something goes wrong. Jarlaxle, a dark elf, he's bald headed. Again, he's a character that first appeared in the Dark Elf trilogy. So, so he had a role in this. I don't want to go into details, but he's the reason why Drizzt and his friend, their mission failed to destroy the Crystal Shard. So Jarlaxle had a role in it, but you had to read for yourself to understand what's going on. That's kind of the gist of the book 11, and then book 12, which is the Spine of the World, which is right here. Oops. There we go. Now that's a better picture right there. That's Wolfgar. Uh, as you can see, he's in a bar fight. Yeah, you got this mug flying in the air, and you got these people, ready to beat him up. So that's Wolfgar. This is the first book, I believe, that does not have the picture of Drizzt. Not unless you're reading the books in chronological order. The Cleric Quintet is not about Drizzt. But if you were to not include that, yeah, this would be the first book without Drizzt and his friends. They are mentioned, however, because what happened in the previous book, 11, Wolfgar, he drifts off, because he can't deal with the pain that he went through for 6 years. So he couldn't handle, he leaves the group and he goes to town, Luskin, and there he meets a thief named Morik the Rogue, and the cover kind of says that he does become a bouncer in the bar. Uh, and I cannot remember the name of the tavern, but yeah, he meets up with the thief Morik. They kind of become friends, and and also I forgot to mention, I think he was in the Icewind Dale trilogy. Captain Dittermont. It's a weird name. He's a captain of the ship called the Sea Sprite, and they're in this book as well. And I believe this is where he loses his warhammer, Akis Fang. It gets stolen by pirates by Captain Cree, I believe is her name. So, and then later on in the book, there's other characters that I can't think of the name of right now at this moment. Uh, they get accused. Wolfgar and his friend Morik are accused of plotting the murder of Captain Dittermont, which they never did. They become criminals for something that they did not do. Uh, but I mean, of course, their names are cleared, and then later they adopt. He finds this woman. I guess you could say she's a prostitute. I know it sounds like it's not a dirty book. I promise. It's not for adults at all. It didn't go into details. I read the book. I promise. And actually, I finished this book early of this year, February, I think. But anyway, her name is Deli Curdy, and her and Wolf are kind of falling in love because before he was actually engaged, and I cannot believe I did not mention this, but he was actually engaged with Canterbury, the red hair girl that I mentioned in the Icewind Dale trilogy. Uh, Now, of course, she falls in love with Drizzt later on, but I'll get more into that in my later videos. So anyway, uh, and actually, right before Wolfgar left them, like I said, he's struggling. He's got demons, And so one day, they were him and Cadbury were talking, and he struck her, he hits her and everything, and so, and Drizzt kind of gets involved, like, hey, you can't be doing that. And then Wolfgar just leaves. And that's kind of where this story picks up. It's basically Wolfgar and Luskin. He's trying to start a new life as a bouncer. But it's a good read. It's a really good read. Even if Wolfgar is not your favorite character, it's an excellent read. It's emotional. To me, it was this book was kind of emotional. Because of all the pain he's going through, and I feel him. I really do. So yeah, and like I said, his weapon gets stolen, so that happened. So yeah, no Aegis Fang. Uh, and that will lead up to the third and final book, uh, Sea of Swords, book 13. And there you have the whole gang, Drizzt and his companion, Guinevere. You got Wolfgar, Cadbury, and this door, Brunor. In the back is Drizzt, the halfling. Also, the character that I mentioned earlier, in my other videos, and the poor guy, he got left behind. It looks like. So yeah, again, I know I've said this many times. I just love these artworks. I keep saying that, but I love these artworks. So this is book 13, Sea of Sword. As you can see, Wolfgar comes back, uh, and this is kind of where they go back and they help him retrieve his weapon, Agus Fang, and they go up against the pirate Captain Kree. That is Kree. So that's kind of the gist of it, really. And it's a surprising character, and I cannot pronounce her name. She's a moon elf, Elephane, and I've mentioned this in my Dark Elf trilogy book. She's a little girl. Well, in this, she's full grown, and she cannot get over the murder of her mother. She still blames Drizzt. She thinks he did it, but I don't want to get a whole lot into it. 'Cause that'd be a spoiler. So again, you have to read these books if you want to know more about it. So in the end, they retrieve Wolfgar's weapon. From the Captain Kree. There's not a whole lot going on in the book, but it's good though. It's good. It wraps it up the Path of Darkness, trilogy. But it's a great read. Like I said, this is the last 13 books of the Legend of Drizzt, and actually, it's the last book of to look like these. What I mean by that, if you noticed, if you've been paying attention to my other reviews, most of my books, how they look, where the picture is in the middle, and up here, you got the author's name and the title. Book 1 through 13, it looks like this, because books 14 and onward, the it covers it all. It's different. They're not just in the middle, but the picture covers the whole cover. But this is the last three books that has this kind of design. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, and also I forgot to mention, when this first came out, believe it or not, it was actually four books, not three. And it was actually the third book, called Serpent of the Shard, which came out 2000. So that would make Sea of Swords the fourth book. But what happened, I'm not for sure what happened exactly, but Serpent of the Shard ended up becoming book 14. That'll be the first book of the Self Sword trilogy, and that'll be my next book review. So I'll get more into that. So, so Servant of the Shard, you can kind of tell what that's about, the Crystal Shard. And it's actually the first trilogy without George and his companions. It focused on Artemis on Triri, the assassin, and Jarlax, the Dark Elf, which I forgot to mention, he's bald. Because Dark Elf in this series have white hair, red eyes, but this guy's bald. But he's an interesting character, and I know I said that before. But anyway, I just kind of want to throw that out there. I didn't know that for a while, but yeah, Silver of the Shard is the first book of the Seltzor trilogy, and it kind of makes me wonder: does it take place during Path of Darkness or what? I don't really know. I guess you could read like that. Me personally, I read it as book 14. I read it after book 13. That's just me. So, but anyway, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. If you know anyone who's into this kind of stuff, please suggest this channel to them. That will help me out a lot. And I know right now you're kind of getting tired of book reviews, but I do have a plan for this weekend. Believe it or not, I'm going to talk about some video game series, and I'm very excited for that. I won't tell you what it is, so you got to stay tuned for that. It will probably be Sunday because I'm going to do one more video probably Thursday, but because I want to spend some time with my family for Christmas. So yeah, busy week. So I'll do on Thursday and then maybe another one on Sunday. So, and the way I'm going to do is I'm thinking maybe every Sunday or maybe Saturday, depends on my schedule. I'm going to be doing maybe video game reviews on weekends. So I don't know. I'll see how that works out for me. So we'll see about that. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you like this video. And stay tuned for more. I'll see you guys later. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.